Nancy Gray here. Welcome to episode 92 of the Confident Live Marketing Show. Today I'm really excited. I've got Sacha Lydiard on to talk about how to use Facebook bots to supercharge your live video marketing. And, well, you know, since we are talking about bots, it would be rude to not talk about my messenger bot. So if you want to be notified for future episodes, all you need to do is go to confident.live/subscribe. And if you are in the UK, you can text the word confident to 07723 361 790. Welcome to the show. If you're watching live or the replay, I can see some amazing people in the room. I will get back to you very shortly, but let me know where in the world you are watching from and if you have embraced the world of Facebook Messenger bots. So it's time to begin, Sacha. How are you doing, Sacha?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Yes, we were just talking about this before we started, that things are pretty busy at the moment for both of us. Things are a little bit mad. So it's a case of kind of what's the word? Just trying to kind of cope with the busyness of life, isn't it?
It is. So. It's crazy, crazy busy. I discovered a new app called ClickUp. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's organizing my life and it is making me feel a bit more in control. So yeah, ClickUp, highly recommend.
Good. Well, we need that. I need all the help I can get when it comes to time management. But I mean, I think those of us who have gone into the solo entrepreneurial space, I mean, I think we like to work on our own. But one of the things that we don't get is working in this big environment with lots of people who tell us what to do all the time. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I know. It's definitely got its advantages. I wouldn't swap it for the world.
No, exactly. So it's great to have you on the show, Sacha. We've been trying to organize this for a while, and this is great because you are the brains behind my Facebook Messenger bot. I put off messenger bots for ages and ages and ages, and then I thought, you know what, I need to do something about it. I loved what you were doing. I saw, you were around in a lot of the different groups. And I loved what you were doing, and so I thought, well, let's just hire Sacha to talk about it, to set it up, and then to bring you on the show, and we can talk about what you've done for me, but also just to talk about Facebook Messenger bots in general. So, Sacha, where are you dialing in from today?
I am in a sleepy little village called Compton, and we are halfway between Oxford and Newbury. And it's gloomy, it's miserable today. But yeah, over here in the UK, and it's a quiet little village, which I love.
Sounds very nice. It's nice to have that kind of quiet time because you can go out into the busyness if you want to, but it's nice to live in a quiet place. So
we're so close. I'm really close to Reading, which is. I'm a massive Reading Football Club supporter, so I'm up and down the motorway to Reading Football Club normally, obviously not at the moment. So yeah, Reading is my main town to go to.
Fab. It's a great place to be. So thank you so much, you guys watching. I can see some lovely people watching. Do keep the comments coming if you've got any questions about Facebook Messenger bot. I can see that Martin Buckland is here, who has finally got LinkedIn Live. In fact, he is watching on LinkedIn. And so you might be asking the question, if you are embracing other platforms like LinkedIn Live, why bother with Facebook Messenger bots? Well, I'm sure we can talk about those things. Obviously, I broadcast in lots of different places, but I still see the power of Facebook Messenger bots. So I think it's time to get on with the show. What do you think, Sacha? Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go for it.
This is the Confident Live Marketing Podcast. Confident Live Marketing Podcast with Ian Anderson Gray, helping entrepreneurs level up their impact, authority and profits through the power of live video. Gain confidence in front of the camera, confidence with technology, and confidence with the content and marketing.
Together, we can go live!
Hello and welcome to episode 92 of the Confident Live Marketing Podcast. In today's show, it's all about how to use Facebook Messenger bots to supercharge your live video marketing. As always, you can check out the show notes on my website, and today's the episode when it comes out, which is probably going to be in January, actually. So if you're listening to this, it'll be in January. But that will be at iag.me/92. And as always, you can register for new episodes. If you want to get involved with the live show, just go to confident.live/subscribe. Well, today's show is sponsored by my good friends at not Content 10x, because they are later. I will talk about Content 10x in a little bit. But if the technology is going to work, and I've just realized we've got Sacha on the screen as well at the same time, but you can smile, Sacha, while I do this. We're just, for some reason, the tech is not working today. But Restream is awesome. It is the complete multi-streaming suite for entrepreneurs. With Restream, you can stream to multiple platforms all at the same time. And this is awesome. This is what I'm doing today. I'm broadcasting to LinkedIn Live, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitch, Periscope, and so much more. So what you can do is you can broadcast using your usual software. That might be OBS Studio if you're feeling geeky. It could be vMix. It could be Ecamm Live if you are on the Mac software side of things. And you can broadcast directly to Restream, which is great. Or if you want to keep things a little bit more simple, you can use the live studio part of things. So this is Restream Studio, and this allows you to stream professionally from your browser. I use this every week for my Restream show, which is today on a Tuesday. That is great because you can bring in up to 9 guests onto your show without any additional software. So that is awesome. So it allows you to multiply your views across all those different channels. You can engage with the chat from all those different channels too. And that's what I'm using today. Again, I can see all the comments from all those different channels and engage with people, because what's the point in going live to all these places if you can't talk and engage with your audience? So the chat facility is amazing. Do check out the scheduler as well. This allows you to stream pre-recorded videos live as well. And the analytics part can show you how successful you are doing in your live stream. So definitely check that out. So all of this can be found at iag.me/Restream. You can sign up for a free account. They've also got some paid plans as well, which allow you to do some more cool things. So definitely check out Restream at iag.me/Restream. Okay, well, if you're watching live or watching the replay, you've already seen Sacha, but I'm going to introduce Sacha to you now because...
I don't think I've disappeared, have I? I think I've been here all the time.
You have been, but for my podcast listeners, of course, so they have not heard you yet, so don't speak. It's quite all right. So Sacha has had over 35 years experience in the sales and marketing industry and helps businesses generate leads and close sales using conversational and permission-based marketing. In 2019, she created the Think Outside the Box marketing agency. She's been verified as a ManyChat agency expert and educator. Sacha, welcome to the show.
Wow, thanks very much, Ian. It's a pleasure, and it was mentioned earlier. It's been a bit of a long time coming, but I'm really pleased to finally be on the show.
Well, it's great to have you on. Thank you so much, Sacha. We're going to be delving deep into the whole area of Facebook Messenger bots, which I'm really excited about. Just to say hello to some lovely people watching. We've got Katie Simpson is here. Great to see you. And Katie says that she's not too far away from you. She says we're not that far from Sacha in South Buckinghamshire near High Wycombe.
That's where I went to. I went to college there, university in the Bucks College.
Very nice, very nice. And we've got Martin Buckland watching from snowy Toronto, very early in the morning for you. We've got Melissa Noel watching from just down the road. She's saying hi. And we've also got James Tucker watching on LinkedIn Live. Or watching on LinkedIn saying, I'm still waiting for LinkedIn Live. James, just be patient. It will happen. Martin was waiting for a long time. I think this is the 4th time you applied, Martin, and you got there in the end. And Tim Storn is watching from over the pond in the US. Again, very impressed with how early you're getting up in the morning. But keep the comments coming if you've got any questions for Sacha or myself when it comes to Facebook Messenger bots. That would be really good. So my first question to you, Sacha, is I know you've got a sales background. Maybe just give us a little bit of what were you doing before the whole messenger bot thing, and how did you get into it? Because I think it's really interesting to hear how people get into this mad world that we live in at the moment.
Yeah, well, once my kids had gone back to school, and so gosh, I don't know how many years ago that was. I went back into the sales and marketing world. It was what I used to do before the kids were born. I went back in and I was a sales and marketing coach for a company called Nuffield Health. They've got gyms up and down the country, and I used to train their sales teams in how to sell gym membership. So it was all about conversational marketing. It was really getting to understand what the member wanted, rather than just showing them the gym, showing them the cafe, showing them the changing room, showing them the swimming pool. It was really getting to have a conversation, understand what they wanted, and meet those needs. So all that conversational marketing skills that I was doing then was absolutely brilliant for bots. Didn't know that at the time. I decided I didn't want to work in the corporate world anymore. I went into e-commerce and set up my own business from home. And I was using bots for my e-commerce business. And then I started to coach and train other people how to use bots for their businesses. And I developed a course, and from the course developed the agency, because people were coming onto the course and loving it, but they also wanted me to do some of it for them. And that's how the agency grew. And the agency sort of taken over from the course, really. So I need to get back doing some coaching and teaching, because that's the bit I absolutely love.
Yeah, and it's a difficult balance, isn't it? I mean, obviously, you do a lot of implementation. I mean, that was amazing. But one of the things that I really loved about working with you is that you don't just do things, you explain things as well. And I think that was really important for me, because I didn't want to just have a bot that just did its thing. I wanted to kind of understand how it all worked. And you've got a very good way, excellent way of actually explaining it in an easy to understand way, because I think Facebook Messenger bots can be complicated, and that's it. So I'm interested to know how, because do you have obviously you've got kind of a fairly technical brain. I mean, how did you get into bots? Because it's there's sales and marketing, but sales and marketing can be quite warm and fluffy sometimes. Not always. And Facebook Messenger bots can get a little bit geeky. So have you always been interested in that side of things?
No. Not at all. I mean, yeah, if anything ever needs to get fixed electronically in the house, it's probably me that does it, as opposed to my husband. And I hope he's not listening to this. But and I've got a mathematical brain, I've got a logical brain, but I've never been a coder. I've never developed websites or anything like that. However, I love to watch and I love to learn, and I hate things to get the better of me. So I just make it my business to learn and learn more and learn more. And as long as I'm always one step ahead of whoever I'm coaching, or training or implementing a bot for, then I'm all right. So I don't claim to know absolutely everything there is to know. And I am not one of your expert, say, coders or anything like that. But I know enough. I know a lot more than most. But it's combining it with sales and marketing, which is important. What you don't want is just that techie geekiness side of it and have no fluff at all, because that just won't work.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. So the first kind of question on bots that I think I want to ask you, we've got so we've got Katie and Tim who are commenting. They're watching on Facebook, but we've got James, we've got Martin, we've also got Gail Alexander who's here as well, saying hi there, and they're all watching on LinkedIn. So if we're broadcasting to other channels like LinkedIn and YouTube, then surely Facebook Messenger bots are pointless.
No, not at all. It's
do you like what I did then?
Yeah. It's not about Facebook. It's just the fact that your bot is hosted on your Facebook page, but people don't have to come anywhere near your Facebook page to get the benefit of the bot. It's because you can just put a link into LinkedIn. The people can then subscribe to come into your bot to deliver whatever it is you're going to deliver. And we're going to talk in a little bit more about some strategies that really are going to help you with your Facebook lives and delivering content. And why not deliver that content to the people that are watching you on YouTube, on LinkedIn, wherever they may be watching? It doesn't matter that it's Facebook. So get Facebook completely out there. Forget it.
Yeah, I mean, so I do say Facebook Messenger bots because that's what we're going to be focusing on. There are other types of bots out there. The bots that work on well, I haven't really looked much into it, but there are bots that you can implement on other platforms. But Facebook
Yes,
Messenger
yeah.
bots seem to be the most. They seem to be the most ubiquitous. They're more. I think there's something about Facebook Messenger bots that works really well, and also most people, even today, are using Facebook. Would you agree?
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's the second most popular app is the Messenger app.
Wow.
So nearly everybody's got it. So
Yeah.
it's it doesn't matter, as I say, whether you're on LinkedIn or hate Facebook. Most people have got the Messenger app.
Yeah, definitely. So I'd be very interested if you are watching live, watching the replay, or indeed listening to the podcast. Have you delved into the world of Facebook Messenger bots? Yes. So just put a yes or a no in the comments. But I'll also be interested to, if you have said no, why not? What has put you off them in the past? And I'm going to be totally honest. I was put off in the past probably because there were all these rules that you couldn't do, and it's become more and more difficult in my mind until I chatted to Sacha and she said, "Okay, yes, there are rules, but there are not ways. It's not a case of ways around them, but it's a way of working within those rules." And you've been really helpful that way. So let's talk first of all, I think, because obviously we talk a lot about live on this show. For live shows, what are the best ways that we can use Facebook Messenger bots to promote and for other things?
Yeah, I mean, with live shows, there is so much you can do. It's all about the preparation beforehand, though, getting yourself really organized. And it's, you can put the most fantastic Facebook Live strategy in place. And I think you'll be mind-boggling as to what you can do with it once you have got it in place. But if you haven't got any preparation, you're not doing any promotion beforehand, it's pretty pointless. So it's all about the preparation, getting yourself organized. Now, I did one for a company that very small business, 2-man business. They'd never done, had a bot. They'd never done a proper Facebook Live show. So they launched their first show last Sunday. It's the first one they'd ever done. And it was amazing. Now, what we put in place was still pretty simple, not all the extra things that you can do. And, you've got a bot in place for your Facebook Live strategy, and it is still a very, what I would say, a basic, simple process. And we can just keep building and building and building on that to make it amazing. So that it continues to build your audience. It builds your email subscriber list. You can be delivering all your lead magnets. You can be promoting your course that's coming up. You can have an e-commerce business, and you can be doing offers. There's just so much stuff. So I know you're speaking to Stephanie on Thursday, aren't you, about going live on an event page?
Yeah. That's
so. Yeah, so the brilliant news about that is this will all work really well with your Facebook Live strategy when you've got a bot involved as well, because you've never been able to promote the scheduled posts that we have prior to going live on Facebook. If you're scheduling with StreamYard or wherever, you get that lovely scheduled post, which has got a little get reminder button on it, which works really, really well when you combine the bot with it. But you can't promote that post. You can't do an ad behind it. If you've got an event, you can. So we can start promoting the Facebook Live on your event page, say 2 weeks before. So this particular client, she's just doing shows every 2 weeks. So she put her event up, and she put a registration link inside that event page. It's the same one you guys will have seen on Ian's as well. It's a registration link. Somebody clicks on that, and they actually then come into the bot flow. When they come into that bot flow, we're going to do a few things. We're going to say to them, if it's just the event, because we can't schedule that post, I don't think it's 7 days before the event, you can do that scheduled Facebook Live post. So if they're just coming in from the event page, you're going to get them to go to the event, and they're going to mark themselves as going, because then they're going to get a reminder just from the event because they've marked themselves as going. Then we're going to get them to share that event inside for Messenger, and they're going to be able to, there'll be a link in there that's going to take them to share that straight away on their newsfeed, inside groups, inside their inbox, Messenger inbox. So we do that. We always make that fun as well. So when they click on the share button, the whole phone will explode with a load of hearts. So we're saying thank you. We've got to make it as interactive and as fun as possible. We then get them to opt in to be notified for a reminder, so they get reminded before the actual show goes live. And as I say, we can boost that event. We can put an ad behind it, have an event response ad behind it, and get as many people to come to your event as possible, making sure that the bot's in the background. So, and then what we do is repeat all of that once you schedule your post 7 days beforehand. So exactly the same thing will happen. There'll be that registration link in there. Instead of saying mark yourself as going, it'll be click on that get reminder button, and they'll do that as well. So, and we'll get that shared. So getting those posts shared ahead of time, the event shared ahead of time, that is your main key on your preparation before the event. All right. So I can now just go on to what will happen actually on the event, Ian. Do you want me to go into that now?
Please do. Please do.
Okay. All right. So when we actually get to the event, we sent the broadcast reminder, and actually on that broadcast reminder, what we want to do is we want to make sure we're opening up the 24-hour window. So you know what Ian was just saying about having some rules and regulations in place. You can't be spamming people and be sending out stuff to them unless they want it and unless they interact with the bot. So we get them to interact with the bot. We just put some, they've got to tap on a button or whatever. But if you send them straight to the event, that's not an interaction. It's not opening up the 24-hour window. So we get them to open up the 24-hour window, and that means we can follow up after the event. So we can put a follow-up in there. It can be a specific date. It can be a specific time, as long as it's within 24 hours. So then we can be saying, look, great. We're sending you the reminder, and we can make it really specific just in case somebody comes on, say, once the show's actually already started, we can send them the link to go straight to the show. So we can put all those conditions and things in place. So we can make it really intelligent as well. I think my light has just gone off. I'm just going to ignore it. I need to put some more money in the meter. And luckily we've got some light coming my way. I'll be fine. So when we're actually on the live itself, you're going to want to deliver your lead magnet, maybe your show notes, you might have a special offer, a coupon, whatever it is that you want to deliver. We can set up what is called a comment growth tool, so that when people comment, now it could be a keyword, it could be just any comment, we're going to send them a message inside of Messenger. And there's this new great thing now is that we can automate that. If you comment, we can automatically like it, and we can reply in the comments to say, thanks for commenting. We've just sent you a message inside of Messenger. So they can go and have a look at that. So it could be that you are doing a promotion on the live itself, and you want to give people that have actually attended live something for being there. So you can actually say, okay, go and have a look now in your Messenger inbox. There's a button for you to press. It's for you to share the live that we're doing now, and by doing that you're going to release this offer, whatever it may be. So we can make your lives really interactive. Everyone's always got their phone next to them, so they can just be there, click the phone, click a button, and it shares your live while you're actually live. It's going to help with the reach massively, and they get a bonus for doing so. So that can be really, really useful. What else can we be doing? We've got lots of Christmas bazaars and things like that coming up. People can be selling products, talking about the product on their live, and then it will trigger for people to be able to purchase it inside of Messenger, because we can just integrate Stripe, and they can actually purchase there and then inside of Messenger and purchase that product. So I think you can start to see the extra things that you can be doing by integrating. That's really, really going to help with the algorithm on your Facebook Lives, and making sure people are then opting in to come into your next live event. So if I take the example of the guys from Sunday, they got, I think it was, how many we got? 100, it hovered around 110 views throughout the whole hour. So these 100 to 110 people came on for the beginning, and they stayed throughout. and we got 700 comments, something ridiculous like that. And they all opted into the bot. It only triggers on the first comment. Don't panic. It's not going to keep triggering every single time. And it delivered this fantastic newspaper. And the newspaper really was the contents of the show, of what they've just done. So everything in there, all organized. No one had to take any notes. And it had some extra bonuses in there as well. And we delivered that inside of Messenger. But for the people we didn't have an email for, it was delivered via email. So she got an extra 70 subscribers on her email within an hour. So it just doesn't happen organically. If you put a Facebook post up, you're not going to get that amount of people subscribing to your email list, and it can all be done automatically. So that was one of the great things that you can do.
That's the thing, is start simply. And I think that's really important. You said this, so the bot that you've created for me, I mean, actually, it was probably ended up becoming more complicated than initially we first thought about, or certainly, I don't know, I just got really excited with all these things. I thought, oh, can we add this? Can we add this? But but still, I think it's important to start simply, because I think you need to get your head around everything. And you've talked about the 24-hour rule. There are lots of rules to think about. And I'm going to ask you about a few more about that in a little bit. I can see Katie Simpson's asked a question. But start simply. But then once you've got that framework in place, it's so easy then to add little bits, extra bits to it. You
Keep
can
going.
add email and text messaging. You mentioned it, and all these cool things. And there's even you can create whole menu systems, which we can talk about. So some awesome things. I can see that Tim Son is saying this is perfect timing, considering using a chatbot for the Tim and Jim show. So I know that Tim's got loads of different shows, and you're looking into this. So let us know, Tim, what you're thinking about there. He definitely says it's very cool. Now, Katie is asking a question. So I suppose we should talk about some of the rules. You talked about the 24-hour window thing. She says that I heard that there is a new rule came in regarding Facebook Messenger bots. Is it still a great thing to do? And I don't quite know which rule you're talking about, Katie, but there are different rules that can come in and out, and there is something has changed recently. Maybe you could tell us a few more of the rules and what we need to be aware of.
Yeah, well, it's just certain tags that you've got to have when you're sending out a message that is outside of the 24 hours. There are a few conditions where we can actually send a message that is outside of the 24 hours. But for most people, they're not going to come under that, that tag's not going to apply. All right. So I really want people to think 24 hours, 24 hours, 24 hours. But what we can do is we can get people to opt in for what is called a one-time notification. And that's giving us permission to then send a message out to them at any time. So if we go back to what I was saying about this live show on Sunday, they opted in to get that broadcast to remind them before we went live. And then when they clicked on to come in and get the lead magnet, we then sent a message for them to opt in for the show that's going to be in 2 weeks' time, 29th of November. We've already got 72 people from that show registered for the event on the 29th of November. And then the bot says, ask them whether they can come or they can't make it. And for those that said they can't make it, they've now opted in for the live show that's happening in December. So not to worry too much about the rules. And if you just think about 24 hours all the time, and but making sure that you're using these one-time notifications. And it's really, really important that we do stick to these rules. And the rules are there to help us all, so that it stops the spammers. It stops you being stuff coming into your inbox when you don't want it. It's giving permission. That's
really important. And Facebook can be quite heavy-handed sometimes. I mean, my ad account was taken down last week. Facebook thought I was being dodgy, which I wasn't. So I had to apply to get it overturned, and thankfully it has been. So Facebook can sometimes, there are bugs and things like that, and so you definitely want to play on the right side of Facebook. Otherwise, a disaster may happen. Now, Tim asks, this is a great question, and I've been struggling with this, and you know this, Sacha, that it's the whole thing of scheduling or scheduling, depending on how you pronounce it. So does Facebook having separate announcement and live stream posts now affect this process at all? And so before you answer that, Sacha, I want to just explain this, because it's been something that's been frustrating me for quite a while. So basically before, it used to be if you used a tool like Ecamm Live or Restream or StreamYard, it would just create one post. And that video post, that scheduled live video post would then become the live video itself. Not anymore. Now, Facebook, in its infinite wisdom, has decided to create what's called an announcement post. So the announcement post lets everyone know about the live video. Then when you go live, that announcement post then says that you are live. Click here. It doesn't actually show you the post. So the visitors then have to click on that to then see the second post that has now been created. So this is created when you go live. So at the end of the day, you have two posts. You have the announcement post, which is kind of like a placeholder or a forwarder that forwards you on to the live post. And so when it comes to Facebook Messenger bots, you can't actually send people to the live post because that doesn't exist yet. And so you have to send them to the announcement posts. And so it's at this point, Sacha, that I just pass over to you. What's your view on this, and how can we sort it out?
Oh, it was a pain when this happened about 4 weeks ago. And but since then, I've just got totally used to it. Now, you can get the link to the video ahead of time. And if you click on that link, it'll just say it's not available. And then that link, it becomes live. But you can get that link ahead of time. So I use that link in the broadcast that I sent out to go behind the replay button so that people can click on that and it will take them straight to the video post instead of the promotional post. And also I've got a condition in there so that when you're actually live, so they're coming in from that broadcast and the time says it's 11:30 on a Tuesday morning, it will take them straight to that video link. So that's fine. And I make it really clear in the bot for everyone that's coming in before that it's to click on the watch now button, because that's what it has on that promotional post is watch now. And it seems to be not a problem. Now bearing in mind, I'm doing this for so many different clients, big events, small events. And we'd know if there was a problem because I'd be getting loads and loads of people coming into live chat saying, I can't find the video. And we're not, because I'm making it really, really clear in the broadcast what they need to do and giving them lots of different options, telling them how to refresh. I've got the video link in there. I've got the promotional link in there. They've got everything they need.
Well, that's positive. I mean, it is ridiculous, and I think we're all agreed how ridiculous this is. Even though
but we just got to work around it.
We have to. Facebook may think this is the best thing since sliced bread, but it is what it is, and so we have to work around it. So for those who don't, how do you find the hidden link to the actual live video? Where's that? Where does Facebook put that? Okay,
so if you hover over, where you've got the promotional post and you've got the actual hyperlink of the time. If you just hover over that, you'll see the video link.
And so when you click on that, that takes you to a page that doesn't exist.
Video.
And
you'll also find that link in your back office when you're scheduling the live.
Yes,
on Facebook.
Live Producer, Facebook Live Producer.
Yes, it's in there. Yeah.
So that's interesting. So there's been this bug, and you may have, if you use a tool like a Restream or StreamYard, then the link to the video that they've helpfully given you wasn't working, and that's because presumably it's sending you to the video that doesn't yet exist.
That's right. So it says not working and then it'll just, which is why I put in the bot. If it's not working for you, just refresh at 11:30 because it will. Yeah. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Well,
but we had the other problem is connecting the. Sorry to interrupt.
It's all right.
Did you want to? We had the other problem of scheduling the comment growth tool because you scheduled it ahead of time to go live with your scheduled post. So it wasn't.
Do you want to explain, just for those who don't know, what the comment growth tool is? We have talked about it quite a few episodes ago when we had Amanda Robinson
Yeah.
on, but maybe to explain what the comment growth tool is, the advantages, and the problem that we have at the moment with the announcement post.
Okay, so the comment growth tool is when you comment, we fix that comment growth tool, attach it to a particular post, but we can also attach it to all posts. And what happened then is when somebody comments on that post or on that live, it will trigger the bot flow that we've got in the back end to deliver whatever it is you want to deliver. All right. So what we used to do is we would connect it to a scheduled post. So your video for 11:30 would be scheduled ahead of a time. We can schedule it, and that was it. We could just leave it, and then it would just automatically start. So what I do now is actually create it for all posts, and there's a condition in there that it won't trigger until 11:30. So that's how we get around it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Bit more complicated, but it's a great way.
Slightly. Once it's done, it's done. It's just the good thing is with the new comment growth tool, and some people have still got the old comment growth tool. They haven't updated it into the new one. So I just advise, if you are using this, using ManyChat, whatever you're using, go back and have a look and get yourself updated so you've got the new one, because you can do so much more with it as far as conditions are concerned. And the conditions are really useful, so you're not keep delivering the same blooming lead magnet all the time. You can say if somebody's already got your tech tool guide or whatever, then we're going to offer them a different lead magnet. So the conditions are great.
That makes sense. That makes sense. We've got Lee here who is saying hello. What was it here? So Well Shot Photography Academy had our best live broadcast ever, all because Sacha built a brilliant bot for us. So we could definitely got a fan there, and also saying that Sacha's become indispensable. There's absolutely no way I could keep up with all the changes. I just do not have the time. Worth her weight in gold. And I would definitely agree. We've got quite a few fans of Sacha, because that's the thing. There's only so many things that we can focus on. There's only so many things that you can be an expert on. And I focus on live video, on confident live video from the tech and the confidence and the content. But am I ever going to be a ManyChat and Facebook Messenger bot expert? No. And that's why we have people like Sacha on the show. So thank you, Sacha. Well, it's time to bring in my next sponsor, which is Content 10X. And then we're going to dive a little bit deeper into maybe what Sacha has done for me and with my bot. So talk a little bit more about Content 10X. They are the complete content repurposing agency for you. If you're looking for more ways to create content, if you have limited time, then Content 10X can really help here. They will take that one live stream that you broadcast every week, or it could be a blog post, or it could be a podcast, or a video, and they'll explode it into a plethora of new platform-specific on-brand content. Now, they can do that for you through their service, but you can also learn from them, and you can do it yourself. They can teach you how to do it. They've got a podcast, a blog, a book, and a toolkit. And do check out their new service, LinkedIn 10X. If you're wanting to raise your game on LinkedIn, then you can create just one piece of content, video content, every single week. It could be a live if you have been blessed by the LinkedIn gods with LinkedIn Live, or it could just be a regular uploaded video, and they will take that and turn that into lots of amazing content on LinkedIn to really raise your game and your impact on there. They're really smart, responsive, creative, and effective. And if you want to take the stress out of content marketing, Content 10X are the people you want to go to. So if you want to find out more, all you need to do is go to Content 10X to find out more. Awesome. So let's talk a little bit more about what you have implemented in my bot, and then we can maybe talk about some more of the advanced features that we can look at. We've already looked at some fairly advanced features. Do keep the comments coming. If you've got any questions or any thoughts, then Sacha is here to help you. So you've been putting together a strategy and an implementation using ManyChat, which ManyChat is the tool, by the way, that we've been using to create the messenger bots. And it's probably the number one out there to create Facebook Messenger bots. It's a great tool. Mm-hmm. It's relatively inexpensive. I mean, there is a free version of it. The paid one is done by the number of subscribers you have. I think I'm right in saying. Is that right? people in the bot?
Yes, it is. But well, not really. The first paid version is $10 a month, and that is so you can get a lot of the pro features. And the majority of stuff I've been talking about today, you're going to need the pro features. But I have got an offer for your viewers and listeners that they can get a month's free pro membership with ManyChat. They just need to get in touch, and I will give them a code, or they get in touch with you, and I'll give you the code. Awesome.
Well, if you just put it in the comments if you're interested in that, we'll get back to you. And of course, if you're listening to the podcast, then just go to iag.me/92 and we'll put the details in there for you. So we've taught you, so you helped with the promotional side of things, but there's other things that we can do, such as, I love the menu system. And of course, if you're watching on Facebook, you can find all of this out. If you go to confident.live/subscribe, and you can actually interact with all of these bits and see what Sacha's done for me. So maybe tell us some of the things that you've implemented for me, and then we can broaden out and talk about some other things that you can do as well.
Yeah, I love your menu gallery, only not because I created it, but I love the images that you got created for it, because it just looks fantastic. However, I have done something with it that slightly mucks that up, and I haven't even told you about it, but it is so cool that it's
outrageous.
Worth doing. I know,
you're
I'm sorry.
You're sacked.
So the menu gallery is, so when people can come in, it's just like your website, but it's making your website come to life and become far more interactive. So it will showcase anything that you want to showcase. And the first thing that people will come to 9 times out of 10, the first gallery picture image will be of Ian. And you can click on there and there'll be a quick video that he's recorded, which is just a really good elevator pitch with a call to action, just for somebody to get to build that know, like, and trust. And then they can move on throughout the gallery and see information about his services, your podcast, your latest giveaways, your course, and they can interact and connecting on social media. We've got a QR code, I think, for you that you've got, so that you can people can come into your digital business card from there when you're out and about. So many things you can do with this menu gallery. But what we can do is make it dynamic as well. So we can send somebody a different menu when they come in the second time, because whatever happens, most people may not go past the first, second, or third step of that gallery, okay, and never get to see the great stuff that you've got at the end. So what we've got is we've got a different version of it. For every time somebody comes in, we're going to show them a different version. So that's the only thing that's slightly changed with your beautiful images that go across. But I think it was worth it, because I want people to know about your podcast. I want people to know about your lead magnets in your course, and they may not ever know.
Well, that's important. And so the thing is, so if you haven't seen the menu, definitely check it out, because it's basically, I think, is it 9? There are 9 images, but it looks like one big, long panoramic image. But so they'll see that the first time, but obviously after that, it'll jumble it up. And that's, I think
it will slightly jumble up, but it will be that by that time, they've already seen the first time. They've already seen the beauty of it. And then the second time, it's let's get them some more content.
Exactly, which is cool. Now, the other thing that you've been implementing is the whole, so it's not just, you don't have to just do messenger bot messages. You can also do email. You've already mentioned that, which is great. You could integrate with your email system. It could be MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, ConvertKit, or of course, ManyChat has its own email system. So you can maybe tell us about that, but also text messaging. And the great thing about text messaging and email, you don't have to, there aren't the same rules. So maybe tell us a little bit more about how we can get started with those things and the advantages.
Yeah, it's really, really, really important. You know what Facebook's like. They're changing their rules and regulations left, right, and center. 1 minute you get your ads account shut down. So we've always said, make sure that you're not putting your business on rented land. Make sure that you're bringing people out to other platforms. So yes, email and SMS, and it's all integrated within ManyChat. So we can have, again, conditions in there. Have we already got their email address? Have we already got their their phone number. If not, let's opt them into that. Let's offer that as the next stage. So we're just continually building and building and building those different things. So we can be sending out a link on a text when people have opted in for text, but it will bring them straight back into Messenger. And I think, well, why do we want to do that? Well, because there is so much more we can do once they come into Messenger. It's having that conversation. Text is great, and you can now start to have a conversation there, but it is more limited. So it opens up, it just keeps opening up that window, and that's what we need to keep doing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now that's cool. So I mean, I've only been experimenting with the text messaging a little bit, and the problem that I have, of course, is that my audience isn't just in one country. So this is one problem with ManyChat at the moment. You have to pick your country. So I've picked the UK, which I think is the right decision, but I do have an audience in the US, Canada, and even Australia. So there are ways around that. There are other services out there, but it just adds to the complexity of it all.
Yeah.
But things, I mean, hopefully over time, it'll get easier. And I know ManyChat are updating things fairly frequently, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. But it's great. I mean, we've got I'm just about to hopefully be part of a beta test for direct message on Instagram, which is going to be great, and WhatsApp as well.
Oh, cool.
So we'll have the bot on WhatsApp and Instagram.
That's going to be awesome. I noticed you becoming American and calling it beta.
Oh, sorry.
It's
how many
so
times have
funny.
we had this conversation with people? I've even heard being in the audience. Did I say beta? I can't believe I even said it.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's like me and schedule and schedule.
Listen to my voice.
There's no hope for us. There's no hope for us. So let's talk just before we finish. We're nearly out of time, but what is next? What maybe more of the advanced features? And so maybe we could talk about what do you feel is next for my messenger bot, but then we can then broaden it out. And what do you think other people would like to consider after they've done the basics?
Yeah, with yours, I am starting now we'll be looking more about bringing some more AI in so that we can recognize stuff that's coming through as far as repeated questions and things like that. So we can have these automated responses for your commonly asked questions. So just making the bot more intelligent. But one of the integrations I love and is underused and not used enough is the Google Sheet integration. And it is relatively simple to set up. And once you've done that, we can just use it for so many things. So we can use it, so when you are getting these questions coming through, we can automatically put it into a Google Sheet, and immediately you can have a look at that Google Sheet, see all your questions that are coming through, and that's great content for your blog posts, your next video, whatever you're doing. So that's really a great way of doing it. And the one we did on Sunday, it was an afterthought. She was Well Shot were wanting to give away for something for everybody that had commented. So I was able to put everybody that commented straight automatically into a Google Sheet and create a spin the wheel from that to reveal a winner for the offer that she was giving away. So that was really cool. If you want to do a survey questionnaire, then it really having the Google integration for that, so you've got all your answers are all inside the Google Sheet, really easy to get set up. So those are the sort of really simple stuff that I would say is your next stage, things that you need to do next stage, surveys and things like that. Oh, I don't think you've got a giveaway coming up as well, haven't you?
I do, yeah. This is going to be the 100th episode, which will happen in December. And at the moment, I can't tell you any of the specifics, but just to let you know, we've got some amazing prizes that are going to be released on that day. So yeah, we need to have a chat about that.
Yeah.
How we can
One of the
implement
things with the giveaway that's going to really, really help, and just did one for a client, was that we get people to opt in for this giveaway. So a bit of an announcement about it. We've got this giveaway coming, opt in to receive a broadcast on it. And as soon as that post goes live on your Facebook page, you schedule it for 10 o'clock, and the broadcast, I get it to go out about 1 minute past 10 to all the people that said they wanted to come into the giveaway. They all come and comment on that post. It goes through the roof. The algorithm just goes bananas because everybody has commented on a right at the beginning. So that really does help get some really good traction on your posts.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, we need to talk about that, and I've been telling you who are watching or listening a little bit more about that. But I'll probably be doing a fairly similar setup that what I used last time. I can't remember the name of the tool, but it's a giveaway, a tool that helps with giveaways, and I'll be using that. But also I want to this time, which I didn't do last time, is using the Facebook Messenger bot. So that's going to be really exciting.
We need to talk.
We do.
There's so many things you can do. The bot just does everything that a lot of these third-party tools does as well. So, a lot of people are just not using those anymore. Just use the bot.
That sounds awesome. Well, that is really exciting stuff. Well, thank you so much, Sacha. Well, there's so much more we could talk about, but I think we need to end there. Let us know where we can find out more about you. And I know you've got you wanted to mention something as well, something exciting.
Okay, well, you can find me, just literally Google Think Outside the Bot and you'll find me. But my website is thinkoutsidethebot.co.uk. And I'm mainly on Facebook because that's where my audience is. So you'll find me on facebook.com/Think Outside the Bot. And those are the two main places, really. And also I do have a power hour, which is one of my services that I do, where I'll just go through strategies that might help your business with regards to the bots, but maybe marketing strategy, an overall marketing strategy. And I do charge £99 for that, but I'm happy to give that away for one of your viewers or listeners. So it'll be the first come, first served.
That's awesome. So if you want to do that, thank you so much, Sacha. Then you just need to comment or message Sacha. You can connect with Sacha through Facebook. That's probably the best way to do it, I think. Thank you so much. It's been great. Well, pleasure. I think there's so much more we could talk about. We'll probably have to just get you back on the show at some point. But thank you so much. But just to let you know just a little bit more about the show, if you've just joined us today, I go live every Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday is the morning slot, which is for UK and Australia. And then it's Thursday afternoons, which is more for the UK and America. So if you want to get notified for future episodes, as I said before, just go to confident.live/subscribe. And of course, don't forget the podcast. This comes out as a podcast every Friday. And to find out more about that, all you need to do is go to iag.me/podcast. Awesome. Well, what are you up to next, Sacha? You've got a busy day ahead.
Back to work.
Back to work.
Today? Do you mean now? Back to work. It's busy.
It is busy. It is busy. Well, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. And until next time, I encourage you to level up your impact, authority, and profits through the power of Confident Live Video. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Confident Live Marketing Podcast with Ian Anderson Gray. Be sure to join the community at iag.me, where you can continue to level up your impact, authority, and profits through the power of live video. And until next time, toodaloo.